Interestingly, from 2000 to 2013, the number of millionaires on the African continent grew by more than 145% compared to the worldwide growth rate of 73%. In recent years, most of the new millionaires have been young entrepreneurs and investors who have created promising businesses and invested in lucrative sectors of Africa's fast-growing economies. And in coming years, more millionaires will join the club. In this video, I bring to you the top 10 most lucrative businesses to invest in Africa. But before we continue, kindly subscribe to our channel if you're new, give this video a like, comment and share after watching, as it enables this video get more recommendations. Stay tuned. Payment solutions. Every year in Africa, over $100 billion in transactions are still done in cash. This presents a huge and lucrative financial services opportunity for savvy entrepreneurs. Since M-Pesa was introduced in East Africa, the transformational mobile-based money transfer and payment service has proved to be phenomenal in Kenya and Tanzania, where the platform handles over 200 million person-to-person transactions every year. In other parts of Africa, there is a huge scramble for Africa's next big money transfer and payment service. In Nigeria alone, several promising businesses are just listing to dominate Africa's biggest economy. Some of the top contenders are Paga, PayAttitude, SimplePay and PayWithCapture. Less than 6 months ago, Paga attracted a $13 million investment to expand its business within and outside Nigeria. It is a huge bet and has the potential to really pay off. Payment solutions will be a key area to watch in the coming years. Retail. In April 2016, the Mall of Africa opened in South Africa. This massive 131,000 square meters of retail space is the largest shopping mall in Africa ever to be built in one phase. Recently, the Two Rivers Mall opened in Nairobi, Kenya. It is the largest shopping mall of its kind anywhere in East Africa. Across the continent, both local and international supermarket brands like ShopRite, Game, Checkers, Woolworths, Edgars and Spar are expanding as they scramble for every inch of available space in shopping and retail infrastructure developments. Africa is now one of the fastest growing retail markets in the world. A large and growing middle class, increasing local spending power, and a boom in the number of expat workers are fueling the shopping trend on the continent. African art. In November 2014, a collection of antique African art from Mali, Gabon, Congo and Liberia was sold in New York at Sotheby's for a record-breaking price of $41 million. This is the largest ever sum realized from the sale of African art in the USA. Not too long ago, a set of wooden sculptures by the Nigerian artist Ben Enwonwu sold in London for over $500,000, 3 times the expected price. The aluminium and copper sculpture of El Anatsui, the Ghanaian artist, sold for roughly $767,000, one of the highest prices ever fetched by the work of an indigenous African artist. African artists also make it big, selling African-inspired arts as NFTs on NFTs platforms, thereby making millions of dollars. After decades of neglect, both antique and contemporary works of African arts are attracting high prices in the world's major art markets. In 2023, more investors and collectors will be upping the demand for African art, and more millionaires will be made in the process. Education. With one of the world's youngest population, the continent is rich with creative and innovative talent. However, poor access to quality education is a serious threat to Africa's human capital. Currently, a couple of interesting businesses and initiatives are achieving remarkable successes as they tackle Africa's education problems head-on. Bridge Academics in Kenya and East Africa and Omega Schools in Ghana and West Africa have built an incredible education model of low-cost primary schools that allow pupils to pay as low as $1 a day as school fees. Another interesting business on Africa's education scene is Andela. Through its free and highly rigorous training program, Andela develops promising African talents into top-class software developers who are hired out to the likes of Microsoft and other tech giants in USA and Europe. This interesting business model is called Talent as a Service. Internet access. Africa's internet market is worth billions of dollars. It is no surprise that tech giants like Google and Facebook are scrambling to improve internet access to millions of Africans. Google's Project Loon and Facebook's Free Basics are just two of several bold initiatives to connect Africa. However, some smart African entrepreneurs are already making impressive moves to conquer the internet access market. One example is Brick, a startup company in Kenya that has created a rugged internet modem device that's designed for harsh environments with limited internet connection and electricity. The modem can hop between Ethernet, Wi-Fi, 3G and 4G and comes with 8 hours of battery life. This African-inspired invention has already sold thousands of units in 54 countries, even in faraway places as India. Their biggest customers have been schools. Smartphones. Africa is currently the second fastest growing market for mobile phones after Asia. However, the first wave of Africa's mobile phone revolution is almost over. These days, African consumers are looking to upgrade from first-generation feature phones to smartphones. It is no surprise that the continent's growing population of technology and fashion-savvy youth now presents a multi-billion-dollar market for smartphones. However, most new-age and smartphone devices like iPhone and Samsung are quite expensive for the average African. This has created a huge opportunity for low-priced smartphones that are now hitting the African market. In the last few years, over a dozen low-priced smartphone brands have debuted on the African market. Given the market potential for these phones, they will very likely make more millionaires for the entrepreneurs behind them. E-commerce. In 2020, the African e-commerce market was estimated to be worth $20 billion, and between 2014 to 2018, the number of online shoppers on the continent increased annually at an average growth rate of 18%, higher than the global average of 12%. From the early days of trade by barter to the days of online shopping, commerce has come a long way. Consumers no longer have to wait long periods to get their goods delivered or limit themselves to trading within their environs. Now consumers can place orders from the comfort of their homes and have them delivered in a short time, ranging from a few hours to a few days. This increase in convenience has led to a corresponding increase in consumer spending. In Africa, the average spending by online shoppers has risen steadily over the years. Real estate. Africa's real estate market is a multi-billion-dollar opportunity, and several new millionaires will build their fortunes in this market. In almost every corner of the continent, real estate projects are emerging. The biggest attractions are high-rise hotels and office buildings, residential homes and apartments, and shopping malls. In Nigeria alone, there is a shortfall of 17 million housing units with a funding requirement of $363 billion. In Angola's capital, Luanda, prime office rents are among the highest in the world at $150 per square meter per month. In Mozambique, property prices at the seaports, particularly for warehouses, are one of Africa's most expensive. The key markets for real estate on every investor's agenda are Angola, Nigeria, Egypt, Mozambique, South Africa, and Kenya. All of these countries are experiencing a real estate boom like never before in history. Agriculture. According to a World Bank report, Africa's agricultural industry is expected to be worth $1 trillion by 2030. With up to 60% of the world's uncultivated arable land, fertile soils, abundant labor, and all-year sunshine, sub-Saharan Africa surely has the potential to be the world's biggest exporter of food products. Even if Africa decides to ignore export markets, the continent's 1 billion people provides a huge and ready market for agriculture. And with the continued harsh impact of low crude oil prices since 2016, sleeping agricultural giants like Nigeria and Angola are finally putting a strong focus on agriculture as a means to diversifying their economies. This means that governments in these countries are now more open and supportive of agriculture. Solar power. Solar power is one of Africa's most abundant natural resources. Most parts of sub-Saharan Africa enjoy more than 300 days of free God-given sunlight every year. Still, over 600 million people on the continent, especially in rural areas, don't have access to reliable electricity. In most cities and towns, power outages are the norm, and people often have to rely on noisy petrol and diesel power generators. Solar energy is free, absolutely clean and abundant, and it provides the best alternative for people in remote parts of Africa who are out of reach of electricity grids. Interestingly, some smart entrepreneurs are rising to the challenge of lifting up Africa through solar energy and are very likely to join the Millionaires Club soon. These are the top 10 businesses that are most lucrative and best to invest in Africa. Kindly subscribe to our channel if you're yet to. Give this video a like, also comment and share. Thanks for watching.